Profiles, we celebrate love with the inspiring golden couple, Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Jose Balajadia and his wife, Thelma. Seeing the retired Air Force Major General's tough, stern demeanor as Senate Sergeant-at-Arms, it's hard to imagine him as a warm, funny, hopeless romantic. We get up close and personal with the ever-dashing gentleman who still sweeps his wife off her feet, just as she keeps his heart aflutter. We take in a wealth of knowledge in life and love from the couple who say that constant dialogue and mutual respect are key to a successful marriage. Mr. and Mrs. Balajadia, welcome to Profiles and happy Valentine's Day. You celebrated your 50th anniversary last January. Paano po kayo nag-celebrate?
We decided to make it simple, so we celebrated with a mass and then we had a simple dinner with just close friends and family. So it was a very, intimate affair and very meaningful naman din sa amin.
A lot of people were saying, renew your vows. Renewing a vow, sabi ko, it was broken. It was never broken. Sabi ko, it was a continuous thing for 50 years.
Well, let's look back on that time you met. It's funny kasi both of you may not have been together. Sir, kayo, gusto nyo maging pare noon. And kayo, Mrs. Balajadia.
Nag-iisip magmadre.
So ano nangyari?
During that time, in 1966, I believe,
66.
our runway was being renovated in Basa Air Base. But we had to continue to fly. So we were transferred to Mactan. And then when we were there, of course, we were young, swashbuckling lieutenants. I called up a friend. Sabi ko, Telly, would you like to introduce us to some of your friends? And then she came out with a yearbook. And I went there to visit. And she said, okay, choose.
Wow, may catalog ka.
Parang katalog.
I chose somebody else, not her. Sabi sa akin nung kaibigan ko, she's not here, sabi niya. She's in Guatemala. Oh, I cannot date her, I said. So, I'll choose this girl. That happened to be her. And then that's it. In the evening, we went to pick her up at her house. And we went out dancing.
Was it love at first sight?
To me, it was.
Hindi para sa akin.
It was love at first sight.
Wow.
And it's still there, believe it or not.
Kasi ang tingin ko sa kanya noon, matanda ata ito.
Matanda na. You're just 1 year apart.
Yeah, I know.
Yung number niya, ayaw niya ibigay muna eh. Sabi ko, what's your number? Sabi niya, gumanon-ganon siya. Sabi ko, it's alright, forget it. Binigay din niya.
Pakipot lang.
Pakipot talaga.
And then it continued on. Hindi na ako minto.
Mrs. Balajadia, there was a time you realized you really missed him.
It was really just a friendship that we had at the beginning. Masarap siyang kasama, very gentlemanly and everything. So, it was that. And then, he started courting me actually. I just broke up with a boyfriend. So, sabi ko sa kanya, ayaw ko naman maging rebound ka. Sabi naman niya, okay, I'll take my chance. Tuloy pa rin daw siya.
Oo.
Di sige, kumbaga MU siguro yun ngayon sa panahon ngayon.
Mutual understanding.
Walang commitments. And then, I had to go, kasi ang father ko was assigned in Cagayan de Oro.
He was a harbor pilot.
He was the
He was a ship captain. So sanay ito sa mga ganyan
He wanted us to spend Christmas with him. So yun. It was there that I really felt physically, na-miss ko talaga siya. There was that feeling talaga.
That's when you knew.
That's when I knew.
You just know.
Yeah.
That's when I knew.
You just know, that's right.
when I knew na hindi siya maging rebound.
Oo.
Siya talaga ang mahal ko.
Anong klaseng manliligaw po si Sir?
Hindi siya yung tipong gives me chocolates and flowers. Hindi ganun. Ano lang siya talaga. He would just give me his time, attention.
Yeah.
Hindi niya ako binobola. And then, we used to talk about all kinds of things. And then, we used to eat. Yan ang aming...
Yan ang
Mahilig kayo kumain.
Eat.
Siyempre, malayo na kami. So, hihingi siya ng pass doon sa kanyang commander sa Basa to visit me in Cebu.
Wow.
Gagamitin niya yung jet nila, siyempre, para mabilis. So, ang ginagawa nito noon, kasi I was teaching at St. Teresa's College, magbabasing na yan. Pag nandun na siya sa Cebu, dadaan na yan ng ganun mababa sa school.
Alam niyo na.
So, alam ko na, dumating.
How romantic. Wow.
Oh, yes,
That's
it
really...
was.
Imagine, it's like, okay, there he is. There's my love.
And then,
The other girls were...
I'm
they
kilig na
appreciated that.
kilig.
Kilig
And
na
then,
kilig sila.
paglabas ko from school, nandun na siya, nag-aantay na, using yung military jeep, at saka naka-flying suit pa
Gwapo.
siya. O, talaga, siyempre, ang lalaki, pag naka-uniforme, gwapo, di ba?
Kahit ano itsura niya.
Gwapo ka naman talaga.
Oh, gwapo pa rin. But
Seryoso
your father
talaga.
gave him a hard time, no?
Not only my father, even my older brothers. Nilabasan pa siya ng baril.
Kasi nga,
Anong ginawa niyo?
hindi ang akala nila. Sabi nila, playboy yan eh. Sabi ko naman, nung naglabas ng baril, sabi ko, I have no other intention, but, you know, my intention for your sister is clean, sabi ko niya. Okay.
Tinetest kayo.
Testing lang ako.
He won them over. Magaling kasi, okay kasi talaga ito.
You passed the test.
Oh, definitely, I did. You know, her father, when I went to Cagayan de Oro to ask for her hand, alam mo, una tanong sa akin, are you married? I said, no sir, I'm not. Never been. Ninervyos ako ng konti.
Nakakatakot.
Kasi sige.
Mr. Balajadia got the nickname Bajau from his days as a jet fighter pilot.
This is the helmet that we use when we are fighter pilots. They give this to you at the beginning. The moment you enter Basa Air Base, they already give you a helmet. When I was a Blue Diamond leader, this was my helmet also.
And Blue Diamond is the
It's the aerobatic team
Yes.
of the Philippine Air Force.
So bakit Bajau, sir?
There was a movie starred in by Efren Reyes. It was Bajau. It was similar to Balajadia. So from then on, I was called Bajau. And sometimes, because my initial was JB, they called me James Bond or James Bajau. These are some of the awards that I received when I was in the service, when I was a fighter pilot. One of the more important awards was the Top Gun Award.
Wow, very prestigious.
Well, I used to be Top Gun before my top is gun, so they call me Top Gun now. Top Gun. This one is given to you when you top a competition among pilots. And this is the low angle bombing. I think I was the most accurate.
Wow.
So I got the most. These were the medals that I got when I was in the service. And these are the ranks that I got when I was in the service, all the way up to Major General. Here, the length of service you have, these are combat medals. Up to here.
Wow, this represents a whole lifetime, and you
yes.
still remember every
Yes,
award.
I can still remember every award. Sabi niya sa akin, yung mga medals na yan, dapat akin yan eh.
Kayo talaga, oo nga. She's the one supporting.
She's the one supporting me. You know, she was the steel butterfly behind me, you know. I mean, when I was in the field, I never worried about my family here because I know I can depend on my wife. She does a good job here. She's father, mother here.
We walk down memory lane with Thelma Balajadia, who embarked on one of the greatest adventures of her life, marrying then Air Force First Lieutenant Jose Balajadia in 1968.
Ito yung military tradition. Kinasal kami sa Cebu, sa Sacred Heart Parish Church. And then all his classmates were there, naka-white duck sila. Yun ang tawag ng kanilang uniform na puro puti. And then after the wedding, on our way out, mag-exit, you pass through cross sabers, yung mga espada nila. After the wedding na ito sa reception, ayan, si Malakas at si Maganda. And then,
All your kids. So,
these are our kids now. Ito yung panganay, si Jet. Jose, actually Ray Jose siya, pero we call him Jet. Kasi nga at that time, lumilipad ng jets ang tatay niya. So, ito si Lala, Araceli. This is the second. And then ito si Rika, the third girl. Nasa Chicago ito. Tapos ito yung Risa, she's also in Chicago. And then ito yung last, si John G.
Oh, ikakasal na yung last nyo. So meaning you'll soon be empty nest na kayo. How do you feel about that?
Kaya nga sabi ko nga sa asawa ko, buti na lang na we started out as very good friends. Then we fell in love. We got married. Now, love pa rin tayo. But tayo na lang dalawa ulit, di ba?
Yes.
Kaya minsan, it's you and me, babe.
Their youngest, 30-year-old John G, tells us what he's learned from his parents' love story.
Just seeing them, how they are together, doon na namin nasusok yung mga lessons nila. And siguro one of those being yung sila ni Dad, they always communicate. I got engaged last year. And when I told them, actually, yun yung isang sinabi sa akin ni Daddy na don't end the day without dialogue.
Mr. and Mrs. Balajadia tell us about the challenges of their early married life, which was especially difficult for the missus, who was often left alone to raise the children.
Hindi ako marunong sa gawaing bahay. Yun na nga, I grew up interna sa mga madre. Even my cooking skills were very limited. In fairness sa kanya, pag ako mag-attempt magluto, kinakain niya, di talaga siya nagko-comment.
Kahit nahilaw yung kanin, kahit hindi.
Talaga? Wow, that's
So,
love.
yung,
Hindi niyo sinabi parang hilaw pa to.
hindi
Wala
talaga
yan.
siya.
Sarap to.
Hindi talaga siya nagko-comment. Hindi naman naging mahirap ang adjustment kasi yun na nga, madaling pakisamahan eh.
Oo. Pero mahirap pa nung paalis na siya, parati siya.
Ayun lang.
Oo.
Kaya finally, he decided na isama na kami sa airbase sa Pampanga.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi mahirap yung pag ganon-ganon siya.
Yes.
Doon ako nagkaroon ng parang trauma. They used to fly every day. Doon sa base, pag mayroong crash, pag mayroong aksidente, tumutunog ang siren. Then all of us wives will be running out of our
All of them
houses.
are crying.
Umiiyak na kami. Sino kaya yon? Especially when we knew na lumipad yung asawa namin sa umaga. Then pag nalaman namin na hindi pala, iba pala, yung the feeling of pasalamat ka na hindi, pero the feeling of guilt na may isa doong kaibigan na nawala ng asawa. And then he decided, kasi naisip din niya na we cannot be living like this all the while na from base to base. Gusto niya magkaroon ng roots siguro. So nung nakuha niya ito, doon na kami nag-decide na siguro nga mabuti, we will, and the children were already starting to go to school. Dito na kami dumito. Ikaw na lang ang umikot to give the children stability rin. So ganun. Kaya nangyari yon na he would come home weekends and vacations, kami ang pumupunta sa kanya.
Sir, you retired from the service in 1999, then you
Yeah.
became a Senate Sergeant-at-Arms.
After 2 years.
After 2 years.
Yes.
It's been quite a ride, ha?
No.
How would you compare the two? Your life as a fighter pilot and as
Alam mo,
a Senate Sergeant-at-Arms?
ang military from a civilian life, they're practically almost diametrically apart eh. Kasi in the military, you have a monolithic organization. Only one person is talking. It's necessary because in combat, if everybody talks, nobody will, matatalo kayo, no? It's only the commander who is talking. And here, may freedom of, may ideas ka. Wala kang problema. You have an idea, you tell the Senate President, sir, this is my idea. He thinks about it. Okay.
Sir, and when we hear you talk there, talagang you think nakakatakot si Senate Sergeant-at-Arms. Sigaw kayo parate, no? And then everyone wonders, he's so serious. Pero now when we see you, you're very easygoing.
That's exactly the impression of my people when I first came into the Senate, no? Then, every day that I was there, they noticed something else, no? That they can approach me. I never close my door.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The door to my office is always open. I think that should be an indication for everyone
Yeah.
that I was not really a kimpitay of some sort.
And sir, they love you. You should have retired already. Saan pa rin kayo,
I'm
no?
going to be 16 years in April.
Imagine, you're way beyond retirement age.
I think I'm the longest staying Sergeant-at-Arms in the history.
Yeah, the
Now,
senators love you.
I hope so.
You've become quite the TV star, ma'am. What do you think when you see him? Parati siya nasa TV, you know?
Natutuwa ako. He's in his element. Kasi nga, kami, polar opposites kami. Introvert ako, extrovert siya. He enjoys
He likes the
he likes
limelight.
it. Ako
Not
naman.
really.
No,
It just comes. I don't
Oh,
know.
you didn't ask for it.
At home siya doon. Sabi ko, okay, masaya siya.
After 50 years of marriage, 5 children, and 6 grandchildren so far, Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Jose Balajadia and his wife Thelma share lessons learned in keeping the love alive.
A relationship is something you work at. No?
Yes.
You work at, and you do that day to day. Hindi yung paplanuhin ko na in 6 months itong gagawin ko. Hindi, no? Because situations change every day, no? Yung ganung klaseng relationship, you have to work at it and make it a quality time. You play with your children, you talk with your wife, dinner table, you talk about something, dialogue. Anything that you can talk about under the sun.
Communication is very
Communication,
important.
and you will be surprised that it will just roll.
During the times na may difficulties, I always go back. Di ba? Minahal ko itong taong ito. I always go back to that time.
Yeah.
At somehow naman nare-relieve mo yun eh. Yung kung paano ko siya minahal. Di ba? Dapat ganun pa rin ang pagmamahal.
Kung may maliit na away problema,
Oo.
it's not worth that.
It's not worth it, di ba?
Yeah.
So, ganun. Then we always say, I love you pa rin bago matulog hanggang ngayon.
Saka magising. I always make sure that when I sleep, I say I love you. Huwag niyo sabihin corny ako, ha? And in the morning, I say, I love you also when I wake up. That's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. And the last thing, I give her a lot of room, my wife. I do not really hold her, say, hey, do this, stay here. No. We give each other space.
What do you love most? What quality do you love most about the other?
Yung ano nga niya, yung pagkatotoong tao. At saka yung somebody, as I always say, never akong pinaiyak nito. Never. I mean, of course, maraming problema. Pero yung pinaiyak in the sense na mayroon siyang girlfriend o sinaktan ako, wala. Never nangyari yun. Yung kanyang yung loyalty, di ba? At saka yung pagmamahal na pinapakita niya, not in giving me things, di ba? But in allowing me to grow also to be myself. Shoulder to lean on palagi siya.
Matibay yan.
Ganda pa naman ang shoulders ni Sir.
Matibay yan.
Maaasahan.
Oo, maaasahan.
Naku, she appreciates everything that I do, I make something like this, and I said, sweetheart, it doesn't look good. No, that looks good, And she really does appreciate it,
Yeah.
And somehow, I'm able to guess what she likes. So I do things, Yun nga, she also gives me space. And she's a very good homemaker.
Yes.
That I can tell everyone. Now, she's a very good cook.
Now.
Loving parents, definitely. And then, they're also hardworking. I can't actually picture them retiring or stopping. Kasi parang it's not in their nature to just stay at home and not do anything.
Mrs. Balajadia takes us through her arts and crafts creations, which she learned on her own after her early retirement from Radio Veritas in 1989.
Naisip ko lang, what will I do with my time now? Diba? Sanay ako na nagpo-work. May nakilala akong nagturo sa amin ng ganito. Ito yung quilt, quilting. This is all handmade. From the putting together of the small pieces to the sewing. Etong una kong natutunan and I found out na love ko pala magtrabaho with my hands. Ito, started to make this. Ang tawag nito mga quilted Christmas balls din ito. From quilting, nag-graduate ako sa cross-stitch. And then, from quilting, napunta ako sa paper towel. And then from there, I dabbled in painting. Ito naman is just so easy. So yung aking asawa na nagkakarpintero, he puts together itong pine wood. And then we burn the wood. And then using a steel brush, you brush it down para lumabas yung grain. Pag nandiyan na ang grain, then you dikit mo yung image. And then i-varnish. Yun na.
And binabenta niyo po ba ito?
Magbibenta na kami ngayon.
Pang fundraising na.
Fundraising, oo.
Yes. Now, we get a glimpse of Mr. Balajadia's secret space, where his carpentry magic comes to life.
Okay, this is my workshop. I was telling you about the wood. That's 100 years. Ito sila.
So you recycle your wood?
Yes, I recycle my wood. This is cedar.
So dito kayo every week, at least once a week?
Yes,
Your
at least
workshop.
from Friday. This one is a turning machine.
Okay.
This is where I make the candle holders and all that,
Yeah.
It turns, and you're putting in your chisel so that you can choose what kind of shape you want. When I go and work here, I put on my music.
Kumakanta kayo?
Hindi, talagang nagpapatugtog ako. Nag-hold, alam mo naman yung Spotify,
Yes. So what kind of music do you listen to? What do you prefer?
Lahat ng klaseng music. I prefer mga yung music ko at the time. Instrumentals, classics, modern
So
classics.
this is what you do to relax?
Yeah.
You also play tennis?
Yeah, I do. Sundays.
Yeah.
I play tennis on Sundays.
Yeah. So that's how you keep fit. Yan palang sikreto.
Sana nga.
Sergeant-at-Arms Balajadia.
Sana nga. Oo.
Now, we get to know the couple more with a quick round of questions. Who's the disciplinarian?
Ako. Kasi ako yun dito.
Siyang nandito eh. Agree ako.
Who's the sweeter or more romantic one?
Ako pa rin? Okay. Ikaw din.
Sige, pwede naman kayong dalawa.
Pwede. Turo mo rin ako.
Ikaw nga sabi ko.
Who is the moody one?
Ako yun.
Puro si Balajadia. Sinong mas dramatic?
Ako yun. Oh my God.
Drama ko yun ang tawag ko sa kanya eh.
Who's funnier?
Funnier. Ikaw ata.
Ako.
Who's the first to say sorry kung may away?
Ako.
Who spoils the grandchildren more?
Ako, two hands.
That's very obvious.
Meron po ba kayong theme song?
I don't know of any team song. Meron ka ba? Well, I
wala
used to
ba?
sing to you, Shadow of Your Smile. The shadow of your smile when you are gone.
I heard him sing. Maybe that's one of the things that attracted me originally sa kanya. Nung he was fetching me for one of our dates, meron kaming gitara sa bahay. Siguro naman, I hope he did not do it to impress me, ha? Pero,
I'm sure he did. No?
yun na nga.
You didn't know it, I did.
Wala naman, di ba, wala naman kasing, walang magagawa habang nag-aantay sa akin. So, he started to strum the guitar and to sing. Masarap pakinggan, ang ganda. Para bang to me, it was
He was
also,
wooing you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But para bang sabi ko, somebody with that voice cannot be a bad person. Yun ang iniisip ko noon.
Made you fall deeper in love with him, not more deeply in love with him.
Nakilig
So
ang
many
Lola.
wonderful memories, so many things to be grateful for. What do you think each of you would be most remembered for? Let's start with you, sir, for Mrs. Balajadia.
Well,
What's her profile?
alam mo naman, the first time you meet, hindi mo naman, wala ka naman ibang tinitingnan kundi yung itsura, di ba? And when I saw her, that was very memorable for me. Up to now, I cannot forget that.
You still
Ang
see her,
ganda
you
nito.
still see her
I
that
still
way.
see her. And at saka, she's a lady. To me, that is very important. She's a lady.
The true beauty inside and out.
Yes.
Ano? Mrs. Balajadia, how would you describe him? What's Mr. Balajadia's profile?
Ang profile niya, somebody who is maaasahan talaga. He has always been the tower of strength for me and for our children, and until now.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful story. You guys are such an inspiration. Thank you
Thank
for
you for-
reminding us what love is really about.
Thank you also for giving us the chance to share.